and welcome to this week's edition of Engineering and You. It's a program where we bring to you engineers, proven engineers that have done well for themselves and can encourage young people. The objective of this program, as a matter of fact, is to encourage people, young Nigerians, to ensure that they come study engineering so that we can fine-tune our society and make it a better place for us to live in, because so goes the engineers, so goes the society. And today is not going to be any different, because we are going to be receiving the presentation of my guest, who is already seated and already in the house, and he is going to be talking on the topic that is titled Project Management, an Unlimited Opportunities Platform for All. And don't forget, the program is brought to your viewing pleasure every Friday, courtesy of our sponsor, Prince Engineer Mr. Shilon, with the support of our Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abeokuta branch. My name is Tunelanyo, and I guess they're in the house, like as I said, so you are free to call in as he commences his presentation. And my guest for today is Engineer Oluwatoyin Jokusenumi, Director of Central Bank of Nigeria. I won't waste our time. We are not going on any break. Just going straight to it. And Engineer Jokusenumi, you're welcome to Engineering and You.
Thank you very much.
So you can go ahead with your presentation.
Well, good evening, viewers. Good evening, children. Particularly my special guest for this evening. I have to also take a very quick one to salute the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abeokuta branch, and our amiable fellow engineer Prince Shilon for sponsoring this for the children. Today, I am bringing your way a relatively new course of study called Project Management. I said relatively new because it is still finding its feet here in Nigeria. In other developed parts of the world like United States, United Kingdom, to mention but a few, this profession is well grounded, and government and the people, indeed the entire society there, are taking full advantages of the associated benefits. Today we are going to be looking as much as possible by the limit of the time that I have. We are going to be looking at a subject of project management. What does it have in stock for you as young people? Again, my target audience are those that are in the secondary, senior secondary sections, preparing to get into the university. And I've been requested to come and sensitize you so that you can begin to look at, if possible, getting into this profession as well. Project management, that is our focus today. How do we start? I will start by asking, what is a project, or what do you think a project is? We have seen several definitions of this subject matter. A lot of people have defined it in their own way. But what I need to tell you is that everything about our life is a project. Whether we are putting a nation together, we are building a house for ourselves, we are organizing to get married, we are acquiring new infrastructures, and many more, or even organizing an event. They are all backed up by the principles of project management. So what is a project? A project is a temporary endeavor which has a start time and an end time, and of course it must deliver unique result, and the phases of the project must be progressively elaborated. If that is too big, I can break it down. What I am saying is that a project is any temporary you embark upon with a view to getting a unique result. The result could be a service, it could be a product, it could be just an outcome. If you launch out, you are now preparing to get into a university, it is a project because it is a temporary endeavor. There is a time to begin to apply to the university of your choice. There is a time to begin to prepare for the matriculation examinations. And there's a time to begin to get into the university for proper matriculation so that you can become an undergraduate. At the end of it all, there must be a unique result. What is the unique result? The unique result in that endeavor is the final admission and matriculation into the university. So as soon as you got matriculated into the university, that project has come to an end. So importantly, I want to say to you, projects has 5 dotted characteristics that you must be careful about. The first is about the temporary nature of that activity. Anything that must be done with at a time, that must be concluded. Yes, it is a project. It must have a definite time to begin it. That is called the start time. It must also have a definite time to end it. If it doesn't end, it is not a project. What is it? It is an operation. And the fourth characteristic is the unique result that it will deliver. The result, like I said before, can be a service, can be a product, can be just any outcome at all. And of course, the fifth characteristic is the fact that it must be progressively elaborated. Progressive elaboration meaning that they must be broken down into smaller, manageable phases. So, at the deliberate, you can see the similarity in the two subjects. Project management is the application of knowledge, of tools, of techniques, of data, of information that you gather together and use to deliver your project successfully. I can go over that again. I said project management is the application of knowledge, tools, techniques, data, information, resources that will help you to deliver your project successfully. That is the definition of project management. Project management is a very extensive subject. It has areas that we call knowledge areas, which are the areas you must be very conversant with. So you will be seeing in the slides as I'm going, you will see the knowledge areas in project management. There are about 10 knowledge areas in project management. 10 areas of competence, 10 areas of critical attention, 10 areas that must be managed carefully in order for your project to be delivered successfully. What are they? The first is about scope management. Scope management, scope of work, what we need to do. What are the things that are contained in each of the phases of those projects, and how much time it will require, particularly the resources and so on and so forth. So you must understand scope management theory. The second one is about schedule management. Schedule management is also known as time management. So when you are studying project management, or you are preparing yourself to be a practitioner in project management field, you must learn how to manage time. So the new name for it now is schedule. That is the universal name for time. So, but you can also, it is allowed, you can also call it time management, but I prefer the modern one to call it schedule management. That's the second one. The third knowledge area is the cost management area. You need to understand how to manage the cost of projects, controlling it, knowing about the expenditure. Anything that is not budgeted for cannot be done. Those are the kind of disciplines that you will see under project management. I've just given you 3. The fourth one is quality management. Quality is the fitness for use, and it varies from one place or one initiative to another. But you must understand what is the quality standard that you want to achieve for your project, and you will establish it even before you begin, and you will do everything to work across to ensure that you meet those quality standards without any limitations. The fifth one is resources management. Resources, it could be human, it could be materials. So there are different types of resources that will come across on our day-to-day execution of our projects that we need to ensure that they are better managed in order for the result of the project to be met. The sixth one is about communication. I must emphasize here that communication management is so critical in delivering our projects. Indeed, we have been able to find out that 90% of what we do to deliver our initiatives is about communication. So we need to lay a lot of emphasis on this. You will see the current hula baloo in Nigeria today about Naira swap and all the rest of it that is going on. You will agree with me that the only missing link is the fact that the communication strategy, the communication plan had not been properly handled. So if that is where the gap is, then that tells us that anytime we are delivering our projects, we must be conscious of the communication management plan. We have processes for it in project management, and we call it a critical knowledge area. After communication, we have risk management. So if you are a project manager, or you want to practice in the field of project management, you must also be up and doing in risk management. Risk is about things that you cannot even foresee. A good number of the times you don't know them, but risk can also be known. There are times when it's supposed to rain, except these days when we cannot predict it precisely. So you must have a good understanding of how risks are managed in projects. Risk must be identified, risk must be analyzed, risk must be mitigated, and so on and so forth. So all the details about all of that is also an area that we pay attention to in project management. The eighth one is called procurement management. Procurement is about getting value for money. How do you buy, what do you buy, when do you buy, where do you buy? All of those details must be well entrenched, and they must be attended to very carefully. Of course, the last one is stakeholders management itself. Who are the stakeholders in a project? The stakeholders are people or organizations that are affected directly or indirectly by your project. Anytime you are having a project, you must have stakeholders. So the first thing to do usually is to identify those stakeholders and then document everything they require. We call it needs and requirements. Also document their interests as well as the level of influence or powers that they have that will help you to deliver your project. Those are the knowledge areas that we need to be conversant with in project management.
All right, I would like to cut you in at this point. Okay. You said so many things about project management.
That's right.
And how it's important. I actually wanted to ask you what's the relationship between project management and engineering, but you've spoken to that.
No, I've spoken to
that. The young people that are there,
yes, that
want to be certified project manager,
yes,
how can they go about it?
Okay.
And what is the procedure?
Absolutely. Well, project management is the common field for every profession, by the way. Everybody can be there. And the moment you accept to the principles of project management, your life will definitely be better. The presenter is asking me what are the steps we need to take. Like in every profession, we have it in the curriculum of universities today. You can study project management to PhD level in the university today. It takes 4 years for the first degree, and then 1 or 2 for masters, and then another 1 or 2 or 3 for PhD and all of that. Does that make you a project manager? No. But it prepares you. What do you need to do thereafter? You need to acquire global credential. That is what they call the professional credentials. The example of which is PMP. I have a PMP. I'm a project management professional. Okay. And there are 2 countries that regulate this that we work with in Nigeria. We have the American system, which is managed by an institution called the Project Management Institute in America. We have another one in the United Kingdom, which is called Project in Controlled Environment. We are now in version 2 of it. It sits in the UK. For me, I went for the 2. I acquired the 2 licenses. So that if I want to do any project, if I engage with any organization, and whichever of the 2 systems that you operate, I'm at home with it. These 2 systems have 2 levels of qualifications. The first one, for the American system, we have the Certified Associate Project Manager, which is for the new entrants, people that have enrolled, that have trained. You must be trained by professionals like me, or any organization for that matter, where you will keep your log and document all the things you are doing, and then somebody must be reviewing that and ensuring that you are on track. Then when you pass the CAPM, then you now go for the higher one, which is called the PMP, which is the Project Management Professional. Okay. That is the way that's for America. For England, the name of the program is Project in Controlled Environment. They call it PRINCE. The version 2 is what we are running now. And then it has 2 levels as well. We have the foundation and we have the practitioner. So the foundation of that is equivalent to the CAPM in the PMI, and the practitioner is equivalent to the PMP in the PMI.
Okay, because we are talking to young people, probably that are in the secondary school. So you are indirectly saying that no matter the class you are, either science, arts, or commercial, either you are into science, like I want to be an engineer, you can still venture at any point in time into project management. Absolutely. It's a profession that is available for all. It's a profession that is available for all. It has no limitation. Everyone that have interest in that are there, that wants to make a career, that wants to work in any environment at all, have an opportunity. Okay, one of the knowledge areas that you spoke about is communication management plan. Yeah. And one of the challenges that I know some engineering has generally is in communication. How can these help, this communication management and communication management plan help in building an engineer that can not only have the ideas or the solution, but can communicate it to the general public?
Thank you very much. You see, communication management has a principle. What do we mean by communication? Talking to you and not replying me is not a full communication. Communication is about exchange of ideas between 2 people or group of people, but there must be giving and there must be a feedback. Now, what do we test in communication, or what do you need to know in communication? You need to know who is communicating, what are we communicating, when are we communicating it, and how is it going to be communicated. So it must be documented. Like now, let me give you an example. We are talking, the national issue today is about what nature of communication should we give out to the people? To where are they going to gather? They will gather in the central so everybody will know, and then that will challenges.
We are actually on the home stretch, and I want you to do two things in one. First, I want you to encourage somebody watching this program on the need for that person to study engineering, especially those in the secondary school. And secondly, I want you to speak to the sponsorship of the program every Friday.
Well, no, that's fine. I salute my brother. I know him. I know Prince Engineer Yemisi Shilon. He's a long time standing by. He was at a time in Niger, right, where I think he was the head managing director of that company, where they are making roof covering, materials in Lagos. Is a very erudite scholar and somebody who has interest of others' mind. Well, should join hands with it if that is the message. I think even my good self said I want to study engineering. Believe you me, you have said it. Problem to our water, to our telecommunication, to electricity, to economy, to security, to agriculture, to education, anything at all. Engineering is the solution to it. If you now back it up, with knowledge in project management, then the sky is the limit.
All right, the sky is the limit, and that is where we draw the curtain on this week's edition of Engineering and You. And for the question for the week, that's this on your screen. What method is used to extract copper from its ore? If you know the answer, please drop the answer on the various platforms that have been shown on your screen. We have to go now. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Prince Engineer Yemisi Shilon for sponsoring this program, and thank you to my guest, Engineer Oluwatoyin Joko Senumi. I hope I got that right. Till next time, when we come to your viewing pleasure one more time, my name is Tunolaniran. Bye-bye.
Family lifeline.